This year was tough. Weather-wise, it was warm for this part of Colorado in the middle of November. I mean, we had temps in the mid-50s during the day.
So the density of deer, we're seeing a lot, but not compared to years in past. We've probably see 100 deer a day, and in past years you might see 500 deer a day or something along those lines. It's been difficult. It's been t-shirt weather, very, very warm.
We found one of our bugs that we were looking for. Kind of make a stalk and get close enough to see if we really want to shoot him or not. So it's either going to be Mike, and if he doesn't like him, then I'm going to put him in the dirt.
The traditions of the outdoor sportsman are more important than ever, and it's up to us to pass them on to others. Two families, one passion. To inspire the next generation of ethical hunters and conservationists, continuing the legacy of hunting and fishing in the outdoors.
I would have to look back and check, but I believe for me anyway, this is my 10th year with Bull Basin Guides and Outfitters here in Kremling, Colorado. It's just a great place. The deer hunting is great. Some years are better than others, depending on the weather. If they get snow in the high country and they get a lot of it, you know, a lot of the bigger bucks move into the lower rolling kind of hills that we hunt. And so some years it's great, some years it's a little off. But what keeps me coming back is, you know, the people that I get to hunt with.
He's definitely got a good cheater in line on the right side.
Shoot him, Mike.
You might shoot that deer tomorrow. I've seen you in action before. I like cheaters. Bam!
I do.
Unbelievable.
Why are they always messing with me? What's the deal, man?
This is Justin. I'll be Justin, okay? Hey, you try this. Here, take this. Here, I know you're all packed, but here. Let me give you all. Here, put your arms out. Try all this. Here.
Don't take that.
Try this. Try this. Take that. Pack that. We're gonna try that.
So my relationship with my partner, Clint Capurro, goes back 40 plus years. Our families go way back, and I would look up to Clint. He's 6 years older than me. But I always looked up to Clint because, you know, he's a great hunter. He always took care of me, always kind of took me under his wing. We've just maintained our friendship through our lifetime. So it's been a really cool experience. You don't find that kind of friendship or relationship that often. So it's kind of a neat thing to say you've been friends with somebody for over 40 years, which means I'm aging myself a lot.
So this year was a little bit rough compared to previous years because we hunt a migration corridor, and it's really dependent upon how much weather that Colorado receives. And it's been just really warm, very, very warm, and not a lot of snow. So the density of deer, we're seeing a lot, but not compared to years in past. We've probably see 100 deer a day, and in past years you might see 500 deer a day or something along those lines. It's been difficult. It's been t-shirt weather, very, very warm, but it is what it is.
This year was tough. Weather-wise, it was warm for this part of Colorado in the middle of November. I mean, we had temps in the mid-50s during the day. You know, it would get down to the teens, couple mornings, sometimes in the 20s, but for the most part it was hot as far as deer hunting goes in Colorado. You know, we hunted really, really hard this year to find a good mature buck to harvest. It's been tough. It's been a tough year for everybody. You just got to work through those things. That's why they call it hunting. So hopefully next year it'll be a little better.
So this hunt's really become quite a tradition for our group of guys, and I think that the camp that we have and the camaraderie that we have is pretty special and unique, and some of the funnest times that we have just happen to revolve around this hunt. So it's not just about, you know, the quality of deer and the density of deer, which is amazing. It's a lot about the camp. It's about spending time with friends, and actually it's a family deal. I mean, I would consider these guys my brothers. Mike's my best friend, and that's what really makes this hunt special, is just the time that we're able to spend together out here with each other. Somewhat of a highlight for the year. It's probably the #1 hunt that we get to do together, and we look forward to.
You know, Butch Whiting is, he's a special guy, and you know, I like to call him, you know, my best friend, because he is. And we were sitting on the couch at the ranch house the other night, and we got talking about what makes this trip so special every year. Is it that we have the opportunity to, you know, kill a giant mule deer if, you know, all the stars align and the moon is bright enough and get enough snow and, you know, a couple of giant bucks come out of the high country? And is it the camaraderie? Is it the guides? Is it the outfitter? Is it the cooks? It's all of those things. But the one thing that, you know, we talked about was our mutual passion for rifle shooting. Not only just rifle shooting, but long-range, precision rifle shooting. And the time that, you know, we spend together in the summer, you know, a couple weeks out of the summer doing it together, or the time that we do it alone, or the time that we talk on the phone and share data. It's something that we take a lot of pride in. We put a lot of hard work into it. We share the same passion for that. And it's not something that, you know, we take lightly. People say, well, why would you take a 600-yard shot? And my answer to that would be because I can, and because I'm capable of doing it, because I practice, and I live it, and I breathe it, and I love it, and so does Butch. So we share that same passion for the long-range shooting. Sometimes you're not gonna get that 100 to 300-yard shot. Sometimes you got to make a long shot, and you know, if you can't, you might not go home with an animal. So something that we both take a lot of pride in.
Day 2, Colorado. It was super windy this morning. Saw a couple of the bucks we saw yesterday. We're just kind of out on this point glassing. I went to cover early because of the wind. Just trying to pick these trees apart and see if we can turn a good buck up. So we'll just keep at it. But a little rough this morning. The rut is definitely in full swing, so something really good's bound to turn up here soon. Hopefully before our 5-day season is over. We'll get back to it. We found one of our bugs that we were looking for. And we're just gonna kind of make a stalk and get close enough to see if we really want to shoot him or not. So here we go.
this year we got to hunt with Dean himself, the owner of Bull Basin, one of the owners. He's usually at other camps and he has other clients that, he has to guide and help out, and he's running between, different camps that he has. So he had a little downtime this year. It was nice to spend some time with him and, get to know him on a different level than a business level when you're doing the contracts and talking about where you're gonna go in the hunt, and just laugh and have a good time and spend time in the field with Dean. He's a great guy, and we had a really great time. So that was a bonus for this trip this year.
Well, Mike's hunt was, a challenge because the buck was surrounded by does. I don't know how many does there were. It was like 50 does or something. But to get into position, we had to basically bump some of those does. Trying to be as sneaky as we could, but there was just too many sets of eyes. So we started to get set up, and Mike started to get ready to take the shot. Some of those does just started to bust up the ridge. And as they obviously moved forward, the rest of the herd started to move forward. So there wasn't a whole lot of time for Mike to waste. I mean, he had to get the shot off, and so he had to shoot the deer on the run. I think I ranged him started at 330 yards, and by the time he got set up and everything, it was about 400 yards.
Hammered him, dude.
He got rocked. I can see it come. Thank you.
Well, we made a hell of a stalk. Sweating a little bit. Got up here in these rim rocks. He's a beautiful big 4x3 heavy frame deer. Decided to take him. My best buddy Butch here called wind for me. We got down behind the RMP and let the 28 nozzler go to work, and we got a big old Colorado buck down. So
He's beautiful.
yeah, great deer.
Great frame.
And thanks to our buddy Chad Sherman, master guide here at Bull Basin Guides and Outfitters. We'd show you who he is, but he hates cameras, so you'll never see him, but he does exist, and he's a hell of a dude. This is one of the best bucks that we've seen, and after talking it over with Butch and our guide Chad, we decided that he's a great buck. He's a really old, mature buck. He's in his prime, and we're gonna go ahead and take him. So he's a beautiful buck, and got him on the ground, and I'm gonna take some pictures and get to work. So super excited, super thankful. Couldn't be more excited. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
He's still a great buck.
Oh, yeah.
He's a beautiful deer.
Yeah.
Good looking deer.
Well, at the end of the day, I think it was a grand hunt.
It was awesome.
We get to hunt all over the world, and we get to go on some unique hunts, but the mule deer hunting is very, very special because of the legacy of growing up doing it in the West. And I grew up with my grandparents. Mule deer camp was our family vacation for 2 weeks out of the year. Mike was the same way growing up. So it's a special deal because there's so much tied into it. It's much different than hunting anything else for me because there's so many memories. There's just a common thread when it comes to mule deer hunting, I think, because of the family histories that we share and all of the time that we've spent in the mountains chasing mule deer. So I think that's the reason why it's so special and unique. Mike and I both have kind of almost a sickness for mule deer, actually. If you had to tell us, hey, you can only hunt one thing for the rest of your life, I know we would both say mule deer, growing up doing it and just having a passion for it. We were talking about that big buck that Mike shot, and he's like, well, let me take a look at him first. And I was like, okay. So he got on the gun. He just decided to take him. So he went first. Sometimes we'll flip a coin, sometimes we'll be known. So now I gotta find another good deer, hopefully. That's a nice frame deer. Really nice, heavy, big frame. He's a little crabby on the front, but he's got really nice mass.
Hi, Butch, hi.
How high, Mike?
Foot high. Boom.
Low?
Dead.
Oh. 535 yards.
Nice shot.
Oh, man.
Nice shot. He dropped just like this. Boom.
I took a minute off. Thanks, man. I wasn't.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It was really cool because we had everybody with us when I was able to harvest that buck, and that made a lot of fun. Just a lot of camaraderie. The teams that were split up were actually together, so it made it a little bit more unique than other hunts in the past, where it was just, you know, me and Mike, or me and Clint. We had the whole crew together.
Look at that.
Nice shot.
Hey, that's awesome. Damn.
Man, look at, he's got some mass.
He's got a
cool
big neck, dude.
Yeah, look
Yeah.
at holy cow. Look at his body.
Look at that though.
Super happy with this heavy, mature old 4x4 Colorado 4 season. It was a great shot, a long ways. You can appreciate it when you look back and see where we were when we shot this deer. But just all the thanks in the world to Prime Revolution for having us on this hunt.
We wholeheartedly believe in that and passing our skill sets on to the next generation. And you know, that's what we're doing with Joey and Connor. Hopefully they'll do it with our grandkids someday, if you know, Clint and I ever become grandparents from Connor and Joey. So yeah, it's a really cool, neat deal to have that generations where it just gets passed along. I think we're losing that as a country and as a society. I don't think that a lot of people introduce their kids to the outdoors and hunting and fishing and camping, and it's becoming a lost art, for lack of a better word. Clint and I are doing our part to keep it going and supporting organizations that support our right to be in the field and hunt and do what we love. So.
Bull Basin Outfitters. They have great deer out here and a lot of deer, but more so than not, just a fantastic camp. If we had a behind the scenes camera running, we would probably have one of the best shows ever, just laughing and cutting up on each other. And I think that that's probably one of the most important aspects. Of this specific hunt. Is just a fantastic camp with fantastic people and a lot of fun. And of course you get to harvest these wonderful animals. So can't thank Prime Revolution and Mike Deanna enough for having me on this hunt. Really appreciate it.